Good morning to everybody who is watching me right now, and welcome to the another episode of Road of Recovery. If you have missed the last episode, you can go to my page I Am Loved, or you can go to my website to watch it, roop.me. So today I am going to talk about and sort of continue going to focus on the struggles when you are coming out of the broken relationships, or from the place of where you feel like you've been deceived, where you have been cheated, where you have been failed. So from the place of brokenness. So I'm just going to continue talk about the struggles and how we can deal with them. One thing which I have seen, which is really common when you are coming out of something where you are surrounded by other people, where you've been loved and nurtured, and all of a sudden things have happened to you and you no longer those people are in your life. You try to misinterpret your needs, and you would try to find somebody else. You would try to fill that empty gap. You try to fill that empty place of your life so that you don't have to struggle, so that you don't have to feel lonely, so that you don't have to feel alone. And that's the biggest mistake people they do when they come out of any kind of brokenness or broken relationship. They try to look for replacement. Replacement is not going to help you. Replacement is only going to make things worse for you, because your heart is still aching. When your heart is hurting, you often position yourself to the vulnerable place where where other people can take advantage of you, where people can judge you, where you feel like because people are seeing you as an healthy individual who probably doesn't have any kind of anything wrong in their life. So the other person you are going into relationship with them, he's coming with a greater expectation, and he's thinking, okay, she's going to be a greater partner, she's going to provide me everything which I am expecting. But at the same time, you're hurting, you're not over from your past relationship, and you're positioning your vulnerable heart against someone who is not in that place. So you are creating an imbalanced relationship. You need to give all the time to yourself to heal. I just want to share a story. It's a story about a king. I think everybody know King David. So what happens in the springtime, he was supposed to be in the battlefield, right? So what he decided, he didn't go to the battlefield. He sent other people on his placement. So he is sort of getting bored, and he's roaming around on the roof top of his house, and all of a sudden he sees a beautiful woman who is taking a shower, and she was stunningly beautiful, it says. I did spoke about this in one of my podcasts as well. So she's very beautiful, and he gets attracted towards her. Now he was supposed to be in the battlefield because he's not there, so he is displaying his emotion somewhere else. So he sees this woman, he invites her for a dinner and stuff, and then he end up committing adultery. He end up sleeping with her, who was supposed to be someone else's wife. Her husband was actually in the war, and the story goes on. David was so much into this lady that he had her husband killed, and he takes the woman as his wife. So, and then the guilt, shame, condemnation, so many things comes to him, and he goes in repentance. It's a whole story. He rediscover himself. But I don't want you to go to that place. You don't have to. If you are experiencing that you came out of the place of brokenness, and you are in a place where your heart is aching, where you're longing for someone, where you're longing for somebody to show that love that you always had there, but unfortunately the things are not same at the moment. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be okay if you're on your own. No, it's not going to be okay. It's gonna be hard. It's a hard journey, but I want to encourage you. If you are supposed to be in the battlefield, go to the battlefield. Do not misinterpret your needs. I was very young as I always share my story, I am not afraid to show my vulnerability to people, because I'm at the place where it doesn't sort of my heart is still aching, like, but it at the same time I use my story to encourage people, to inspire people, so that whatever I've learned from my own experience, so it can be someone else's breakthrough. And it's gonna be same for you when you are out of the place of your vulnerability, the place of your heartache. When you're fully recovered, then you will see that how when you are telling your story, you're telling it with the confidence. You're no longer afraid to be judged, because you know this story is going to help someone. So let me share a little bit of my story. My family was going through a really, really hard time at the time, and I was very young, probably 15, I would say, very, very young, in a tender age. And I met this guy, right? My ex-partner, and now my heart was aching and longing for a love from my parents, but my family was struggling at the time, and I didn't know how to interpret my needs. So rather than fixing my relationship with my family, I stepped into another relationship. My needs at that season was to have a father around me, to have my family around me, but because they were not there, so I sort of picked whatever was available. And it was this guy who was hoping for me to be a companion to him, but I was hoping, I was always like, I said I will be companion, I'm dating him, but that's not what I was looking for. My heart was longing for a fatherly love. My heart was longing for my father, that he could just help me to play around, to be a part of my life. And therefore I couldn't be like a partner. I couldn't offer him a companionship. I was always around him like a child, and I didn't know that why I'm doing this, because the part of my heart was unhealed. The needs were different, the emotions were different, and the same emotions and needs I was displaying toward this guy. And I end up like getting hurt. I hurt him, I hurt myself. Like, we both went through a really, really bad sort of time in our life, but when I recovered out of that, now I reflected on my life, and I feel I had to forgive myself for misinterpreting my needs, first of all. And I said, no, I need to have this discerning. I need to be vigilant. I need to be able to identify my needs for this season. If I need a father for a season, I will only look for a father. I am not going to go and look for a companion or a boyfriend or a partner, because oftentimes people, it leads you to the place where you are left with the guilt, with the shame, with the condemnation. Often people, they make mistake. They soon after they break up, they jump onto the dating sites. They're trying to find companion and partner without even knowing, is your heart is ready? Is your heart is ready for it? Are you ready to give your heart to someone? Or are you just looking for a replacement therapy? You do not need replacement therapy. You need someone who can help you to identify your needs, identify what the pain and ache you're going through. Do not neglect your trauma. Do not try to cover it up. You can layer it up with the different things, with people, with drugs, with alcohol, with your other choices, right? But the trauma is gonna be there, and it's gonna go deeper and deeper and deeper, because it's unhealed. It's unhealed. So you need to allow that time. You need to allocate that time for yourself, that I'm gonna take all the time for myself to get healed. Oh, I still remember the first time I left my house and not finding my partner next to me was hard. It was a big heartache for me. First time going to the shops, didn't find him around me. It was a battle for me. I would go behind the aisles and cry. I went into this forgetful mode where I would not realize that he's no longer a part of my life. He's not there. I would actually go and leave my trolley in the Kmart's or Walmart, and I would go looking for him. That's how it affected me. But I had, as I said, I had a people in my life. They helped me. They held my hand very gently and said to me, Roop, this is not what you need. You need to allow your heart to heal. It's gonna take a time, and it's gonna be hard. You're gonna get hurt. if you keep looking for replacements, because other person doesn't know your battle. You're blessed if you found someone who can actually cry when you're crying, who can listen to you. But you need to listen to the voice of your conscience, the voice of God. What He's saying you. Does He want to father you? I had to take this opportunity for myself, that I am going to allow God to father me. I am going to rediscover myself. I will not allow myself to live in the denial situation, in the denial mode, that by finding replacement I can be made whole, and I can find my restoration. The restoration only going to come through God. The restoration is only going to come through by your willingness to step out and say, okay, I know I'm in a deeper mess, but I'm not going to live in that place forever. I am going to take this opportunity. I am not going to sign up. One thing you should not do not sign up on dating sites. You don't know who you're talking to, particularly online dating site. You do not know a person. You do not know a person who's there. That person can be anybody, right? And often I have seen so many stories. I have seen so many women sharing their experiences that soon after they broke up, they jumped into the dating site because they were struggling. They were struggling to get intimated. They were struggling. There were emotional needs, the needs to be loved and to be told that how amazing they are, and led them to get catfished by people, where they were robbed emotionally, where they were robbed mentally, physically, financially. So you need to be vigilant enough to know that this is not the season for you to date. Take that time, reflect on your life, and sit with yourself and be kind to yourself. You can be the best friend of yourself. Sometimes you do not need other people to cheer you up. I want to say to you, if you have been unnoticed, if nobody is noticing you, you need to notice yourself. You need to see yourself, who you are. You need to be the best friend for yourself. You need to discover that warrior hidden within you, who's so eagerly screaming, get me out, I'm here. You need to meet that person. Only you can make a difference, because you need to show that willingness to be changed and to be restored. Other person, doesn't matter if you meet a Prince Charming, doesn't matter if you meet a rich people or anybody, guys with the career. I had to say, there was a season in my life when I was getting surrounded by this really good looking people with the good careers and stuff like that, and pouring their life out and emotions out and saying, we want to go out with you. But I knew how vulnerable I was. I knew my emotional needs. I knew my heart was aching, and I had to say them, no. Because I know I need to be with me. I need to give that time and space to myself, that I can be the friend of myself. There is a hero hidden within you, and you need to allow that hero to come out. Allow that hero to move into the total freedom. Till now, you have been living a life defined by other people, defined by your emotion, defined by your circumstances. But now is the time when God is giving you this opportunity that, okay, spend some time with yourself. Know who you are. Know your identity. Know that warrior which is hidden within you. I often say to women, you guys are so amazing. I am not a mother yet. I have spoken so many times in my different videos as well. But I know my mother. I know every time something happened to us, to one of our kids, she would just rush down and she would just like that solve the problem. Bringing child into this world for a woman is a big thing. You've been blessed, you've been given this privilege to be a carrier, to bring another life into this world. That makes you brave. That makes you so much brave. Nobody else can do that. Only you can do that. If you have been trusted with that gift, if you are a mother, if you have children, I just want to tell you that you are so amazing and you're so brave. And I want to tell you, if you're struggling, if you have come out of domestic violence, if you come out of abusive relationship, if injustice have happened to you, I know that you can win this battle, because there is a warrior that brought a life into this world. That same warrior, a lioness, is roaring inside you to come out and say, hey, let me introduce myself to you. I'm a lioness. I am your hidden identity. I am that identity which was shoved and pushed behind the closed door. Has it ever happened to you that you wanted to be something? Let's say you wanted to be a singer, or you wanted to be a model, and you told someone this, the very person who you are trusting with every single decision. You told them, you told your family member, you told your boyfriend, you told your husband, your partner that, hey, I think I want to be a model. I want to be a singer. I want to be a painter. I want to be a writer. And they told you, no, you can't do it. You're good for nothing. Well, by their words, your identity, your dream, your desires were shoved and squished behind the closed dark doors. And this is the time, only you have the key in your hand to unlock those doors and allow those dreams to get resurrected back again, particularly when COVID-19 is going around and a lot of us are in a lockdown situation. A lot of us are isolating ourselves. Rather than entertaining your fears, I would encourage you to rediscover yourself. I would encourage you to take this time, write some journals, make some goals, and see if you can find that person, the person who had a desire to be a model, who had a desire to be a singer, who had a desire to be a writer, who had a desire to be a bride. You know, the season is changing for you. I can so feel the season is changing for you. This is the time when you need to claim your space. This is the time when you need to meet your identity. I feel I am so blessed to have this beautiful moment. I know we didn't expect COVID-19, and I do not wish that to happen to anyone. But rather than looking at the negative things, I'm embracing this opportunity. I'm taking this opportunity to rediscover myself, to reflect on my life. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Rather than trying to look for other people who I can, because I'm bored, who I can talk to. I'm going to go online. I'm going to talk to random people. I'm going to share my whole life story with person I don't even know, I never met. You know, it's not worth it. You need to remind yourself your worth, because you're so much worthy. You're so much beautiful. If this season is for you to stay into the battlefield, I want to encourage you, stay into the battlefield. Do not go and roam around on the rooftop when you are expected to be a leader, a commander, a warrior, and you're expected to be in the front line. Go to the front line. And if you are expected to rest in this season, just rest. Write some poems, write some journals, write good things about you. Sometimes I sit down with myself. I write things about myself, what I'm good in. So I'm good in writing. I am good in writing poems. I can write stories. I can do my script writing. I can do filming. I'm very creative. How I'm gonna use my creativity to help others. What I can offer to all the beautiful women and men out there, to my community. How I can contribute to build a healthy community. How I can help others. How I can help people to change their perspective. a lot of us are struggling and overwhelmed because it's hard to stay alone. It's hard to live in sort of a cage kind of situation. But it is also a time to rest. It is also a time to know yourself. It is also a time to pour out your heart to yourself, to date yourself, to love yourself, pamper yourself. Dina, I am just gonna say that there is a hidden warrior inside you. Do not misinterpret your need. And if you have done things in life, well, I've done so many things I'm not proud of. Other people have done so many things they are not proud of. Even sometimes, have you seen those like biggest celebrities or these political leaders, although they are beautiful people, they're changing the world, they're great leaders, and all of a sudden their video get leaks or something they've done in past. The media sort of brings on the surface and they say, oh, this person has done that, has done these things. But your history should not, your bad history should not define your future. Other day I shared on my page a story of this girl who used to be a porn star. Her name is Mia Khalifa, I think. So excuse me if I didn't say it right. But this girl is sharing her story, how she made some bad choices. And she said beautiful things. She said, I do not call myself victim because I take accountability for those bad choices. And she also mentioned that how she's trying to build a normal, healthy life. She acknowledged her bad choices and she did not allow those choices to define her future, but rather she took this opportunity to be a better person, to be someone that makes her happy. And she, like, from I don't know what kind of money porn star make or whatever, maybe a huge amount of money, and she comes out of that lifestyle, right? And she started working as a bookkeeper in Miami, and now she's engaged to some guy, a normal person who never even heard of her. So if you have a willing heart, the life opens so many opportunities, so many doors for you. You don't know. I always say, your life story is someone's breakthrough. Every time when they share the vulnerable side of their heart, their struggles and how they overcame, I applaud for them because I think they are the bravest people. They are the gift to the community. So us and other people can learn that if that bad person can come out of that place, I can do that too. So David, when he realized what he's done, he murdered an innocent guy and he stole his wife. He goes deeper into God and he says to God, he said, God, I am a sinner. Please forgive me. And he acknowledged it. He acknowledged his fault, his mistakes. And he said, I have done sin against you, against your heaven. I've done so many wrong things, but if you only restore my life, a sinners like me, a people those are in the same journey, they are like me, they are going to turn to you. They are going to have a hope in their life that they can be better person, they can have a normal life as I am having. So God forgiven him and he made him fruitful. So I believe he can do same for you. So I just want to encourage you on this note. I want to leave you that you have a very blessed day, and do not forget, do not neglect the warrior living inside you. Open those closed doors. The enemy once shut down those doors and locked down your dreams in the deepest, darkest room. This is time for you. It's your season that you need to grab the key of your faith. Your willingness is a key to unlock those doors, to resurrect those dreams. Your dreams are still there. Your ambitions are still there. You just need to use the key of willingness to reopen them, to rediscover yourself. Well, you have a very good day and God bless you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.